Hello everyone. I actually had one other pickup that I kept out of the last video because I wanted to give it a little bit of a highlight here, and because it was going to roll into a collection video because I'm done for this particular show. I have what I want for it. And that is a complete series collection on Blu-ray that I think a lot of people are passing by that might enjoy this, because there are a lot of mixed reviews and a lot of negative reviews out there, especially if you click on consumer reviews on something like Amazon. You'll see a lot of 5 out of 5s and a lot of 1 out of 5s and a lot of this is fantastic, exactly what I wanted, and a lot of I feel ripped off or this is not as advertised. And I think a lot of that comes from the way they titled this release from the Warner Archive. It is the complete original series of the Jetsons, and has 24 episodes. I'll get into that, and a bunch of extra features on 2 Blu-rays. Sorry, 3 Blu-rays, I have to say. And I think that's where a lot of the confusion comes into play, is where it says the complete original series. I think people are just thinking the complete series. A lot of the comments, a lot of the negative reviews are, I thought I was getting everything, where are the other seasons? And where that confusion comes from is, if you are, say, around my age or younger, your experience with the Jetsons was reruns mostly. It was primarily things like Cartoon Network. And a lot of the Jetsons seasons were all just kind of put together. It was random episodes. And the Jetsons actually originally only had 1 season in the 60s, and then the Jetsons came back for more episodes in the 1980s. And this is a collection of that complete original series from the 60s. So that's where I think a lot of the confusion and the negative reviews are coming from, is that it is not the Jetsons the complete series, it's the Jetsons the complete original series. And I think that's where a lot of the negativity is coming from, and it's a fantastic collection. If it's one you are curious about, or knowing this, if you think that's worth the price, definitely check it out. It is the original run of the Jetsons in fantastic quality, in their original form. If you are a fan of the Jetsons, and particularly the original series of the Jetsons, you can't do better than this. It's amazing. That's why I wanted it, because as much as the 80s seasons are fine, I'm not a massive, I gotta have everything Jetsons fan. It's one of my favorite Hanna-Barbera cartoons, but it's not my absolute favorite, and the stuff I really like in rewatching older episodes has been stuff from that first season, from the, off the top of my head, trying to remember, it was 62 to 63, I think, off the top of my head what the dates were. But yeah, that original season, that's the stuff that I really like. So this is what I wanted. I really just wanted that original collection, and that's what I got here in amazing form. Very happy to have grabbed this. The Warner Archive released that, for the into my Hanna-Barbera collection, into the Warner Archive collection. Just a brilliant release. Very happy to grab that. And because I'm a big fan, really just that first season, it completed my collection. I just have a few other releases here I want to talk about, because I'm done with the Jetsons. And probably the other, next coolest one that I have, I'll bring up here, my LaserDisc release of the Jetsons first episodes from the Hanna-Barbera Superstars collection. There were a few releases under the Hanna-Barbera Superstars release line, and a bunch that were also canceled that were mentioned, later releases of things like the Jetsons and the Flintstones and a couple other shows, but there were a handful of cartoons. And this one has the first episodes, the first 4 episodes of the Jetsons on LaserDisc. And I also have one of these 4 kids' favorite collections, or a bunch of these different ones of different cartoons, and this is one they happen to have of the Jetsons. It's just a basic Warner 2-disc DVD set. There are a bunch of these for different cartoon releases. Some of them are maybe 4 different cartoons or a whole bunch of ones, and this one is just 2 full discs of episodes of the Jetsons on DVD. And then also on DVD we have from the Hanna-Barbera Classic Collection, the Jetsons Meet the Flintstones movie. I've always enjoyed this one. I always thought it was a fun movie. One that was not quite as fun that I did happen to find on VHS, and wanted to give it a grab because I saw it once when I was a kid, and I remember not really liking it, but I think I found it for 50 cents at one point and wanted to give it a second shot. Still don't really like it that much, but the Jetsons movie from, I guess, what was it, 1990? It's okay. It's alright, but again, I'm not as big of a fan of some of when they went back to the Jetsons in the 80s, and this is, to me, is kind of the lowest point for the Jetsons as far as how much I enjoy it. But yeah, I wanted to have a copy of it because it's kind of a capstone to the collection here, having the Jetsons movie, their one really big movie in the 90s, and I remember watching it as a kid, renting on VHS. So that is my Jetsons collection, the biggest thing being that Warner Archive collection. Really love what they did with that, great quality, and then of course the LaserDisc release, you can't go wrong with that. There are some other releases of the Jetsons on LaserDisc, but I just kind of wanted to grab this one to at least have something on LaserDisc for the Jetsons. So it is probably my second favorite release that I have in the collection, and those other ones, and that completes the Jetsons. So as mentioned earlier, if you are curious about this but saw a bunch of negative reviews, most of the negative reviews, at least from what I have been able to determine, is just the misunderstanding of what you're actually getting and disappointment in thinking you're getting multiple seasons and getting the entire thing of the Jetsons when it's really just the original Jetsons series.